Welcome. My name is Dave Dick, and I am the program administrator for the CJ program at UEI College. You know, in my 36 years of working as a police officer, mainly in the field, there was one thing that became a major impact in my career and my experience as a police officer, and that is the type of ongoing quality training that we received during the course of our careers. And it's because of that kind of training and that training tempo and the realistic quality is what I want to replicate in the UAI Lab program, where we build those critical skills. So please, use these videos as a guide to develop your realistic training scenarios. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Jake Holshan, Associate Instructor, UEI College's San Marcos campus. Today I'm going to talk to you about site acquisition and site alignment as it pertains to addressing a threat. I'm going to be using our simulated sites here, as well as this TI Training Labs simulation pistol. This is not a real firearm, it's only for training. So the first thing we're going to talk about is acquiring the sights as we present the pistol. I have my eyes on my threat, and I'm bringing the pistol up to my face. As soon as the pistol is high enough that I can track on the sights and the threat at the same time, you can actually see my eyes shift to focusing on the front sight, but I'm maintaining ID of the threat in my peripheral vision. I focus on the front sight and I bring the pistol all the way up to presentation, arms fully extended, and I'm ready to take a shot and mitigate the threat. From the front, this is what that looks like. I'm looking at the camera as if it is a threat. I'm bringing the pistol up. I can now track on the front sight and mitigate the threat. What that looks like as I'm looking through the sights is I'm tracking on the front sight first. As the pistol comes into view, it drops down into the notch of the rear sight. I want to make sure that I have equal height of the front sight and the rear sight, as well as equal amounts of light on either side of the front sight as I look through the rear notch. As you can see, if I have the front sight too low or too far left or too far right, that will cause a displacement of our shot, which will lead to not mitigating the threat in the most seemly manner.
So now what we're going to do is we're going to do a felony stop with multiple officers and multiple vehicles. So the primary vehicle will be this car here, offset, just like it would on a single unit traffic stop. This will be the backup vehicle, and then this is an additional vehicle. So our target's going to be right here. Officers will stack up, doors open. These officers here are going to be your takedown team / arrest team. Officers are set up. Officers will be in agreement on who's going to be doing the calling out. In some cases, what will happen is we'll have a language barrier, so you might have to have an officer who speaks a language other than English to call them out. Once that officer establishes who's calling out, get the driver out of the vehicle on the driver's side. So once the officer decides to call him back, what he'll do is he'll have the driver walk backwards for tactical reasons, all the way up to between the two doors. At which time then the takedown team will then come up and handcuff, take the suspect into custody. At which time they will then walk the suspect back over here to behind this last police car and do a debrief on him, find out if any weapons are in the vehicle, how many occupants, as well as the vehicle keys. They will then secure them into the rear of the police car vehicle, and if any other occupants are here, they will do the same thing. At which time, once the last person is out, tactical team will then come up on the side, whether it be the right side or the left side, depending on the geographical setting of the vehicle, traffic and all that good stuff. At which time, if they decide to go on the passenger side of the vehicle, tactical team will walk on up here. Okay. Clear this vehicle. First officer will come in again, push on the trunk of the vehicle. You always always have your long gun right on offside here. Once the interior of the vehicle has been cleared, then the tactical team will set up, pop open the trunk of the vehicle, and clear that trunk.
Field operations can be dangerous and unpredictable at times. That's why we must always train in a realistic manner. Remember, we will fight as we train.
825, 5820, 5, vandalism suspect there now, 451 West 1st Street, code 2, incident 5431, RD 564. 7 Pushing Group, incident 5346, RD 1241, family dispute, incident 5374, RD 1235. Cycle. 5825, cancel incident 5431, 5885 will handle.